Hello and welcome back to Fire Emblem Engage. We're going to start today by briefly talking about a comment from the last episode. Now, you won't find this comment because I've currently deleted it, but essentially the comment was like, "You're an idiot, how did you not know this mechanic with Corrin? You've gone through this so many times, what's wrong with you?" Right? And the actual content of it was quite rude, but the comment itself had some useful information which has explained to me what happened in the previous episode. And I just want to remind you that you're going to get better response out of me by being nice and just telling me what's wrong and what's bothering you than by posting kind of vitriol and just kind of ranting. So, essentially, what happened last episode, just in case you're wondering where mechanically the problem was, last episode with Corrin, the attack range wasn't actually updating when I thought it updated. So where I thought the attack range would update for the enemy's attack ranges is for the state of the game at the start of the enemy's turn, right? Because in my view, that makes a lot of sense, because I'm expecting the game to go, okay, the enemy can move this far on their turn, therefore this is the attack range. However, that is not actually the case. The way the game works out that attack range for the enemy is the distance that the enemy can move on your turn, and more precisely at that exact moment in time. If the enemy was to move, that's how far they can move. Now, this usually doesn't make a difference. If you're putting down an effect on the ground, it will last to the next turn, and therefore it will affect the enemy at the start of their turn, right? All of that makes sense. The case where it's not true is when the enemy puts down an effect on the ground, such as Corrin was doing last time. What that will do is that will reduce the distance that you can move on your turn, but at the start of the enemy's next turn, that won't be there, and then obviously they can move further. So this makes it seem, at least to me, like the attack range thing isn't quite working out the way it should be, because in theory, it should be calculating how far they can move so you can plan your next turn. Now, I actually think this has been deliberately done by the developers, because there are mechanics in the game where it makes sense for you not to know, such as the tide mechanic that we saw during the mission where we got Rosado and Goldmary. In that one, it wanted you to work out how many turns it was going to be before the tide changed, and it was to add in a new strategical layer, so you could be like, okay, the tide's going to change next turn, therefore the enemy are going to be able to move further, so I'm going to need to move back, or I'm going to need to put some tankier people at the front because they're going to be able to reach me. Or it could be the other way around, like, okay, I don't need to worry about moving my troops forward because the tide's going to change on the next turn, and they're all going to be stuck over there. If it worked out the range for you, it would kind of take away a little bit of the strategizing from the player. So I understand it from how it was developed, it's just, it didn't make sense at that moment for me. And it's a much easier thing to say in the comments, this is how it works, and for me to take that going forward, than to just say, you're an idiot, and then for me to be like, okay, well, you know, thanks for your opinion, but I'm just going to remove the comment and move on with my day, right? Anyway, that was awkward for me, and I'm sure awkward for you, so it's time to get on to some things that are awkward for everyone, and let's do a support to, change the mood. So, who's going to be the most awkward support? Louis, you're usually good for an awkward support.
Gotta say, Louis, I didn't expect a cup of tea to put me so at ease. Weirdly enough, though, it has.
I'm pleased to hear it. I'd be delighted to make tea for you any time you wish.
Appreciated.
Another sleepless night?
Yeah, I've got this recurring nightmare, reliving the time my parents and best friend were killed in front of me.
Oh.
Soldiers from Elusia attacked the fishing village I grew up in. I was just a kid. It happened decades ago, but I can still see it like it was yesterday. I hoped it would fade as I got older, or get easier to deal with as I got stronger. Neither has panned out. I'm starting to think I'll be stuck with that memory forever.
This cannot be easy for you. I offer my deepest sympathies.
Nice of you to say, considering how awkward I've made your tea time.
Not at all, Saphir. Feel free to talk to me about anything you like. Alas, all I can do in return is listen and pour the tea.
That'll do just fine. Thanks, Louis.
Okay, well that was definitely a mood change. So we saw a little bit of Brodia and Elusia's relationship there. It is kind of interesting because you're seeing it from the Brodian perspective, but you can also see how, at least from what we've been told, a lot of it was initiated by Brodia, as in Brodia is very much a warring, testing their metal kind of nation, and a lot of it's retaliation from Elusia from what we've heard. Obviously you can see it on either side. So as an interesting one to hear about it from somebody who is at the border. So effectively what Saphir I think is going to bring us in our team is kind of a more down-to-earth Brodia perspective rather than a noble Brodian perspective, because a lot of our other Brodian ones are effectively nobles. I mean, you got Yunaka, who's Brodian, and she's not really the same. You've got Citrine is very much noble. You got Lapis, whose supports are more focused on the difference between like the lower classes and the upper classes in Brodia. I'm trying to think who else we got. Alcrest. Who are the other Brodian? Oh, you've got Amber and yes, it's Amber and Jade. That's it. Yeah, they're the other Brodian ones, and both of them are very much kind of in the Knights kind of realm in terms of court. While Saphir's a little bit older, so she's had more of a life before she was in this Knight life. That's not really, that sounds different, but like before she was a commander, she was something else, right, in terms of the game. So yeah, it's interesting seeing a different perspective. I wonder whether that's going to be the case in our other supports, or whether it's just in the Louis support. Anyway, now we've done that, we've changed the tone of how things are going. What do we need to actually do today? I think we need to go to the pool. Yeah, let's go to the pool and see what's going on here. So, Goldmary and Etier is done. Okay, so that's completely done. So, we should probably start working on one of either Alcrest, Diamant, or Ivy Hortensia. So let's go all the way back up here, and we'll do a meal. Okay, I don't know whether he's going to have a meal for either of them, but let's see.
Welcome!
Oh, you know what we could also do? You can change the music. How about this one? There we go. That fits with us talking about Brodia.
Welcome!
Right, order a meal. Oh no, I meant to throw it down the well. Oh well. It literally means nothing. Well, it doesn't literally, but you know, it kind of means nothing. Diamant and Alcrest. You can make 3, so skilled, capable, eager. So it would be best if we can do the bean and veggie consomme, which is great because we got pork from the eagle. So we can actually do that. And let's put some fish on it. Mainly because we have a lot of fish. I don't know if the fish is going to go, but why not?
Let's try not to waste nature's bounty. Thanks for letting us use you ingredients.
In my head I was like, is fish and pork weird?
It turned out so well.
I think it is kind of weird.
Well...
I've been engrossed in picking weeds around the Somniel. Were you busy as well, brother?
Right.
I was enjoying the view from up here. I used to find it intimidating. Now it helps me think. Well, I hope Alcrest isn't eating the weeds. Oh, that was an S. Oh, wow. Okay. Apparently the fish and the pork went very well together. Strength up by 2, defense up by 2, res up by 2, magic up by 1.
I tried packing it up as a meal for you.
That's absolutely incredible as in terms of stats. Yeah, okay. So we're starting just for information on the Divine one. On, oh. Wait, did that not give us +2? Must have been +2 of conditions, and I didn't read what the conditions were. Oh no, he got +2 there. Oh, you know what it probably is? Oh, look at that. Wait, so you got +2 from activity as well, right? Yeah, okay, so your highest activity bonus applies. Oh, well that's interesting. Yeah, so the +3 over from doing the push-ups applies over the top of the +2 that we were going to get from this. Oh, so push-ups 100% of the time is not best, because what you should do is you should see what buff you get from here, and then pick one of the buffs that you're not going to get. Oh, well that is very different. That's interesting. Okay, It's good to know. Well, I mean, I've already done it on this particular one, so there's not a lot we can do to change things now, but the knowledge that there is actually a point to the other ones is useful. Okay, cool. We've never looked at that before. Right, Allcrest and Diamant. Let's go. Okay, I think it's probably going to take, like, either one more or, like, two more, but it's going to be on this go, I think, based upon what we've seen previously. Where's Allcrest? He's there. Okay, so I think this last one is going to be it. I don't know, maybe not. I do think it will be, but in my head I'm like, it would be perfect if it wasn't after having said that. No, okay, so that still needs like another tick. Okay, so no support between them right now. Now we've done that, it's probably time for us to head into the training. I was also just thinking, if we think that Saphir is meant to give you a more down-to-earth Brodian perspective of their relationship, I wonder whether Lindon would do the same for Elusia. Given that we got them fairly close to one another, they both fill fairly similar they feel like they're fairly similar roles from the different nations. So yeah, maybe we're gonna get a similar perspective. We're like at least similar point of view from the ground. If that, I've explained that badly. But you get what I'm saying, right? We can get Pandreo up to 6. He gets a lot of XP. We don't necessarily need to boost him, I was going to say unnaturally. So we could, everyone else is kind of just at the start of a level. We could try and boost someone up. Like, we could try and get Allcrest to 20, but you'll probably get that in the next major mission. Is there somebody we need levels on? Goldmary's good for levels. As in, I think she would be a good one to get levels on. She tends to scale really well off of stats, given that she uses all the different weapons and we want to have her at the front and we want her to do damage. She's got a lot of different plates that we need her to spin at the same time. Zelkov is kind of good right now. He does his job. His main job is to be an Avo tank, and his Avo is high enough to achieve that. Hortensia doesn't really need better stats. Ivy always needs better stats. But I don't know whether throwing more after her is good. I think Kagetsu could probably do with better stats. Yeah, he's probably going to start falling off soon if we don't upgrade his weapons. And him. So maybe we'll start upgrading Kagetsu. Marin as well, I think, is one that could potentially fall off. So let's focus on Kagetsu. Let's get some levels on him.
I am Kagetsu of Elusia. Today's workout begins now.
Well,
Have at you! Thanks for showing me what I still need to work on. That was fun,
this
was it
sounds
not?
so sarcastic. Thanks for showing me what I still need to work on. After one singular slash that doesn't even hit him. Oh, good. Right. And
Kagetsu,
again.
at your service. Come, show me your skill.
I am Boucheron, Royal Knight of Fear.
Oh no.
Precision!
And
power.
once again.
More experienced warrior, one out.
That was
He's
fun,
done.
was it not?
Now you might be thinking, he's destroying all of these people with a single crit. Why do I think his stats need to be improved? The problem is, if you look to the crit number, the crit is only doing 69 damage to Boucheron. That's not that high, right? The problem I have with him is that he's getting to the point where if he crits an enemy, he's not going to guaranteed kill it. Like, if that enemy has 30 defense or something, he's not going to kill the enemy if they have like a ton of health as well. This is why I'm saying he's falling off, and this is why I'm saying if we could improve like his strength or his weapon damage a little bit, he would be much better. Anyway, this is a competition. Basically, it's down to whether he crits. Well, there you go. He crit.
Was sinful.
And
that was fun, was
Pandreo
it not?
missed, but yeah, okay. Interesting. Now, while we're here, there's someone else I want to have a look at, and that person is Louis. Now, we have a slot free for Louis in terms of SP, and I just want to have a look at him because there was a suggestion made for somebody was talking about the build that they did in the comments, and I was thinking, wait a second, that would work really well for Louis. Now, the suggestion was that we have a look at the Vantage ability, which is on one of these characters. I'm sure we've seen them somewhere. There's a lack. Have you not seen Vantage? I'm starting to think I'm going crazy. If I have to look any longer, I'm going to have to like leave and come back. Oh no, there we go. Right, Vantage on Leaf. Right. So they were talking about the Vantage ability, and using it with Roy actually makes it not as bad as it is right now. Like, it's not bad right now. 25% or less HP is not terrible. You could get to that position and you can get a character working with Vantage, but you have to kind of work at it. You have to specifically get them hit by somebody to get that to work, and it just involves a whole bunch of like work to get the HP in the exact right level. With Roy, that work becomes a lot less, because Roy will make it so you survive with 1 HP. So, you survive with 1 HP, Vantage then triggers, the next enemy attacks you attack first, and it gives you another way of survival, right? With that, this makes this build work so much better, and that's why I think Vantage would be good, especially if there's a Vantage Plus later, which we assume there will be, which will raise that HP amount and make it useful even outside of those circumstances. It just seems like a great thing. So, I'm going to give Louis a little bit of SP. I'm going to lend him some from our huge farm of SP, and then we're going to try this out. This should just have no negative, effectively. This should just be a good thing. So, let's give him the Novice Book. There we go. Then we're going to give him another Novice Book. There we go, so that's the 500 he needs. Oh, while we're at it, we need to find a character to give. Where is it? It's in here. We have to find a character to give our talisman to. I don't know who it's going to be. Somebody who needs high res. It could go to Louis, given that his res is raising, but it's probably a waste. Like, I think it should probably go to somebody who we want to fly into the back lines and just kill mages. It could go to Marin. I think we might have given it to Marin previously. It could also go to Gold Mary. Like, one of them could be okay with this. I don't know, let's just make a choice. I'm going to give it to Gold Mary. Sure, that'll make her a much better tank all round. I think that'll work quite well for us. It'll make it so that we can kind of have her sit in front of anything that isn't a bow. And survive, which is what we want her to do, essentially. And I think that, being in a flying class, she's going to get more res through her growths, but I might be talking rubbish with that. Anyway, I think that'll work pretty well. Right. So, Louis, let's get you some emblem stuff with Leaf. So we're going up to level 5 because we have to get the skill inheritance.
I shall serve as your opponent today.
I am Leaf, the Prince of Leonster.
And he's dead.
How satisfying. Is there anything I can do for you, Leaf? Perhaps find you a suitable partner for socializing?
You looking to hook him up? Can emblems even, you know?
That is quite all right, Louis. Thank you for offering, though.
Okay. Getting us to ask the questions we didn't even know we needed answers to. Right. Inherit skills. Louis. And then Leaf. We're looking for Vantage. There we go. So, now Louis, once we equip that, we'll be able to attack first on the counter attack, which I think will be pretty good. Especially if we have him with the Killer Lance. If we can get that Killer Lance a little extra crit associated, I think that would work very nicely. It would make him just basically a tanky wall that knocks down things that try and attack him. I think that could work really well. Right. Next up, we're going to have a look at just some other members of the team, just to check that their skills are all kind of being filled in. Like, for instance, Divine Dragon's currently missing some. We have a lot of SP, we just haven't found the right thing to use it on yet. Pandreo has a few extra slots. Is there anything we want Pandreo to get? Pandreo and Saphir, I've also been told, yeah, Saphir has a lot of SP as well. Both of them could probably do some things. We could probably upgrade Seadoll as well. So there's a couple of people we just need to have a look at and sort out. So let's go to Emblem to start with. Pandreo. And let's just see what we're looking at here. So none of this is going to be needed. Like, he doesn't need hit, he doesn't need momentum. This isn't really how we're using him. We're basically using him as like a magic Avo tank, right? That might be the wrong terminology, but that's kind of how we're using him. So I don't know what we're looking for. He doesn't really have weapon advantage ever, so none of that's going to be good for him. Yeah, I don't think any of that's useful. Adaptable? No, probably not. Builds probably isn't useful. Advance? I mean, it's okay, but I still don't think that's going to be useful, especially as... Actually, no, it's not okay, because it would only be useful if he had a one-range weapon, which he does, but, like, he's not going to use it that way. Yeah, so none of this seems good for him. Holdout is the only one which I could see being even slightly useful, and even then I'm like, no. Speed, he doesn't really need it. He actually doubles most of the time. If he doubles most of the time, we could go for Alacrity. That could be a good path forward for him, right? If he's going to double people a lot of the time, and he's, like, almost always we try and get him to hit, like, armored units first. If we had him set up so he did both of his attacks first, that could be good. The only negative with that is that he doesn't actually, if we're playing him right, he's not in range of other units most of the time, so he doesn't need the Alacrity. It's an option, right? At least it's something that's not terrible on him. We could just give him extra, like, we could just make him take less damage, or give him extra damage. I don't really think we need that. Doesn't need more defense. Again, we shouldn't be having him be hit. Same with Wrath, he shouldn't be hit. So none of that makes sense for him. Micaiah? Make his healing better? It would allow him to heal himself while healing others? We could make him immune to silence. Honestly, that might be good. Just a straight up immunity to silence. We've seen a few enemies with it now. I think immunity to silence is up there. Okay. How much does immunity to silence cost? Can't see, but we could see on somebody else how much it's going to cost. This is dex stuff. Probably don't need dex stuff on him. Corrin, we've got all the... Like, Corrin's just generally useful, but I don't think we need anything. And then he's already at max level Byleth. And I don't think we need anything. We could potentially take more luck. And the positive about taking more luck is that would stack with the luck we're already getting from Byleth, and that would increase your Avo even further, which would definitely be good. I don't know if that's necessary. Yeah, so Micaiah, I just want to check how much that is. So we're looking for somebody who has a high enough bond with Micaiah that I can see the cost and inherit skills. Well, currently, the person who's got Micaiah is Seadoll, but I don't think we have your rank up a lot, no. So, Yunaka, do you have a high enough rank for me to loot? Oh, we can see it anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay, yeah. Silent Sword, 200. Okay, 200 requires level 7. Yeah, okay, you know what? As a single point, it doesn't use a ton of his SP. I think that's a good single point one for him, at least for right this second. It only really cost us the bond fragments, and we got a lot in the last fishing round.
I am Pandreo, a royal soldier of Sol.
I'm Micaiah. Let's make this match a good one.
Time to party!
I need more training, I suppose.
Blessed be this victory.
Just absolutely annihilated.
Let me know if anything is weighing you down, okay? I bet you've got your share of worries.
That's very kind, Pandreo. But everyone here is so thoughtful. I find I'm completely at ease.
Okay. So, we got all that. none of that's what we actually want. What we want... Oh, not on us. that would be wrong. What we want on Pandreo is an extra 2 levels. There we go. Yeah, while fishing, we got like a 1,000 bond fish.
Pray with me.
And I think I got it a couple of times.
Micaiah
So
of Dayan.
yeah.
I will not hold back.
Bond fragment should not be a huge issue.
Let it be this victory.
There we go. So that gets a Silence Ward, which we will then simply... Oh, I need to first of all inherit the skill. Then we need to learn the skill. How much does it cost for luck down here? 3,000. Yeah, that is quite a lot. Yeah, it's pretty high. We could go that and Silence Ward. I just feel like we should wait till we have like more of the rings back, and then we can make a proper decision on it. Because I don't want to choose it and then go like, oh no, this one would have been great for him, you know? Once we get someone else back. But Silence seems like it's immediately useful and it doesn't even cost that much. Right. Saphir. What would be useful on Saphir? I don't know. I actually have no idea. I guess more defense, more res. That kind of stuff is always good on somebody we're making tanky. Probably Gentility could be okay-ish. Yeah, you don't get a ton of defense for your money here, though. You don't get a ton of res for your money either, but you get like a little. You get a little res. It probably ends up being the same amount. You're more HP. Again, it's not terrible, but it's not really anything special. I think Grant might be like in the camp of, I don't think she needs anything right this second. We'll hold off. Seadoll. Now, Seadoll, he has a conversation with Micaiah. He does. Okay. We don't need any of this immediately. But, where is it? Corrin? We could raise this thing with Corrin up so he can access quality time and HP. What's he currently running? I think he's running mentorship. Yeah, mentorship and quality time. So mentorship is Byleth. Okay. So let's go in here. Down to Byleth. Where's the next mentorship? Or is there no... There's no other mentorship. Okay. So that one's as good as it can ever be. So just be Corrin, and we're just going for quality time, which is down here at 18. Okay, well, we can do that. Let's go to level 10.
I'm Seadoll, famed dancer of Solm.
My name is Corrin, ready to fight.
Oh. Oh, I think Seadoll's got this. Yeah. Easy.
Hard work is rewarded. Being a dancer used to be enough for me. But thanks to you, I see I want to be a protector too.
That's lovely. But the beauty of your dance saves people in more ways than you know.
Cool. Put all of those. Next up, we will do it again. So, we're going to go those two all the way, I guess. Okay, then we're going to be very low on bond fragments.
I'm Seadoll. Let's begin.
I am Corrin. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, so same thing there. Okay, and you don't get any additional conversations. And then last but not least, we're looking to get quality time. Yeah, I think we might stop buying things at this point because, you know,
I'm Seadoll.
We've used so many.
Famed dancer of Solm.
I am Corrin. I won't lose.
She is right. She will not lose. Okay, there's quality time plus. And now we'll see whether we can inherit it. So that is Corrin. Quality time plus. There we go. That seems good. Doesn't cost very much either. It's a solid purchase. Now, we might not want, like, that might not be our end game for him, because he's got a lot of SP, but that's a pretty good starting point, right? He gets more XP to people around him, and he also heals people around him. It kind of works with what we want him to do. I guess the upgrade is we get rid of mentorship when we're not worried about XP anymore. So, whenever that ends up being. Right. Now, we're not actually as low on bond fragments as it might seem, because I haven't done achievements yet today. I also haven't gone to the well today. But yeah, because we haven't done achievements, we're a little bit lower on bond fragments than you would expect, just because, you know, you get a ton from that. But yeah, we'll stop there for right now and maybe come back to it. I think doing a couple of characters every time we come back is probably a good idea. We'll see where we get to.
I feel such solemnity approaching this place. The divine dragon is a special figure. I still feel bad about before. And since you didn't want that pickled fish I offered you, I decided to get you another special treat. I hope you'll like this one.
So this is Chloe. Yeah.
Good morning. I brought you some honey-glazed caterpillar. Sweet, crunchy, and delicious. There's no need to panic, Divine One. It's perfectly safe. Go on, give it a try.
We did say we were scared of caterpillars in one of the other supports, didn't we? Or was that Diamond who was afraid of caterpillars? I think it was in his support that it happened. Anyway, I'm sure someone was afraid of caterpillars. Right, let's leave here. Let's go to the training yard, because I want to pick up what's from the well and chuck things back down it. Then I guess we could pick up our achievements. Although we should pick them up at the end. We should do the supports first, because we'll get achievements for doing the supports. Yeah. And then we'll see where we're at. Right. Yeah, could have done this slightly more optimally so we didn't have to do this loading screen, but hey, whatever. It's not too long. Right, this way. The well is glowing blue. Got an iron lance and a thunder. That's not fantastic. We didn't chuck down that much. I'm going to chuck the iron lance immediately back. We could get a 2 back from it. Given that that was a 2, that means that we could in theory get a thunder out of it. I could chuck the thunder back down as well. Just chuck both of them. If I can get one more thing down, that would probably be good. Like just one more point. Like just like from almost nothing going down there. Like a torch. Yeah, it's gonna need slightly more in there, huh? Yeah, Boucheron's meal. Immediately down without us even leaving. No. Okay. What about... We have some stuff here. If I put that down, it probably goes up... Yeah, it goes up to 3 immediately. It probably goes up to 3 without thunder in there. Doesn't. Okay, so you do need thunder. So we could go this. So steel great axe, I think, is unneeded by us. It does mean we're losing some things we could sell. I think a level 3 is probably worth it. Let's do that. Let's see. I'm saying it's probably worth it because we have just enough money to make by this, like in this episode. So that'll be fine. Right. Let's go stand next to the achievements board and then do all the supports that we gotta do. Right. It's also been heavily hinted at me, by the way, that the next mission in a castle, like, you know, Elusia Castle, may give us money. You know, just a small hint, which I'll probably take. So we may do that one next. Anyway, let's have a look at the bond first. Seadoll and Micaiah.
There is so much grace in the way you dance, Seadoll. I could never move like that.
Please, allow me to teach you. One day you may want to dance with someone special.
Okay, so he's now got skill inheritance, which matters very little for him. Next, we're going to go to support, and we're going to start with us and Saphir.
Thank you for sparring with me, Saphir.
No problem. Always a pleasure to find an opponent who can help me work up a sweat.
Glad to hear it, since I barely kept up. I see now why Brodia holds you in such high regard.
Don't be too modest. You're good, and you've got lots of room to grow. Strength, skill, speed. You're full of potential. Keep training. You'll see.
Maybe. But what I really envy is your intensity. The way you press the attack, it's relentless. Do you think I've got the potential to be as ferocious a fighter as you are?
That's...
Saphir?
Sorry. Listen, you'd be better off not modeling your fighting style too much after mine. Ferocity doesn't suit you. You're too kind a person for it. Just be yourself and hang on tight to that kindness. Don't let it go.
I understand, Saphir. Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to guess that that's tied to something relating to what she was talking to Louis about. At least that would be my guess right now. Let's cycle countries to there and then go back. So, we have Saphir, likes fish, weapons training, fishing, seafood, yams, dairy, parties, raucous nights. Dislikes, precise work, luxury goods, fashion, cute things, weakness, Illusian soldiers. Yeah, there's some childhood trauma there that we can definitely see in there of the last two. Alright. Well, Pandreo, Seedall, why don't you have an A support?
Pandreo?
Oh, hey, Seedall. If you're trying to spring another lesson on me, I'm not interested.
After everything I taught you, your rhythm is still just so awful.
So, what? Did you come here only to insult me?
No, not at all. Honestly, I was just watching you dance, and I realized that I was wrong.
Huh?
Enjoying the dance. That's what's important. I decided to teach you because I thought you were having a hard time with it. That's how it looked anyway. But just now, you were dancing and loving it. I could see it.
I mean, yeah. I was having fun.
That's all that matters. If my master heard me now, he'd be angry with me. But it's something I needed to learn. Pandreo, I'm sorry I taught you not to enjoy dancing.
Listen, Seedall. I just wanted to dance with you.
Really?
Yeah, and I still want to. It's just that your lesson wasn't really my style. What do you say? Want to give it another try?
I'd be happy to. Just dance to the beat of your heart. Can't go wrong if you do that.
That's what I'm talking about. Come on, time to shimmy and shake in the name of fun. And then, how about another lesson? Nothing too tough, just a quick, easy session.
I promise. My next lesson will be much more enjoyable.
Okay, cool. It's kind of another support which could have ended in conflict, but like they've decided they're all going to end as friends. So there we go. I mean, that's fine. It's nice for it to have like a conclusive ending, but it's also one where I feel like we're going to see another Seedall support and the character development that he just had isn't going to be there. But now we have Panette Pandreo. Now, I think the last time was Pandreo basically saying to Panette, why are you doing that weird accent? And Panette going, well, why are you being a priest? After their parents left? So, yeah, let's see how this goes.
How come you've never told me off for running away from home?
Why would I? I was glad you got out when you did.
Huh. I always imagined you'd hold a grudge against me for flying the coop.
Nah, I just wasn't brave enough to do likewise. Wasn't sure I could make it alone. Meanwhile, look at you. A retainer. You struck out on your own and made a life for yourself. I'll bet those parents of ours would be glad to see how well you're doing.
I doubt it. They probably don't care about me one way or another.
Listen, I probably shouldn't tell you this, but I'm not one to keep secrets. Mom and Dad tried to find you.
Ooh.
What? Wolf dung? There's no way.
I was surprised too. Maybe they were just concerned about keeping up appearances. Hard to say. At any rate, that's the truth. I figured you should know.
What am I supposed to do with that?
I guess we'll find out in your A support, won't we? Right, and now we have Kagetsu and Bushiron. We know nothing about this support.
You are Bushiron of Firene, are you not? You appear quite formidable. That is why I, Kagetsu of Elusia, challenge you to pit your abilities against mine.
Uh-huh.
You have an eye for skill, I see. Challenge accepted.
I honestly didn't expect him to just say, yeah, I'm in, but okay.
Excellent. Now, let our weapons speak for us. Ha! Ha!
Fancy. Needs more oomph, though.
Magnificent duel. But let us be done for today. I must say that was thrilling. You did not disappoint. Your physique gives you power, but you are equally light on your feet in defense.
Hey, you weren't bad yourself. I haven't seen moves like yours before. They're tough to block.
Have you not? That must be because I learned them in my homeland.
You're not from Elusia?
Not originally. My home and its unique culture are far away from here.
Do tell. That's very interesting.
If you wish to know more, you must duel me again. I do not part with secrets for nothing.
All right. Count me in.
Good then. I look forward to our next contest.
I'll be practicing.
Okay. So that was more of a Kagetsu than a Bushiron one. But yeah, I guess this is where you get Kagetsu's backstory, or more of it, is in this one. I'm assuming the reason why it's done like this is if you think about when you got the characters in the game, it's assuming you already know Bushiron because you've had Bushiron around, and now the Kagetsu's the new character, so you're getting like more Kagetsu and less Bushiron. Like you're getting Bushiron as your starting point. I don't know. Maybe it'll change later. Anyway, that is all the supports, so let us have a look at the bulletin board and get our achievements. Oh, we only got 1,000. We are pretty low on bond fragments. Okay, well, fishing gets us quite a lot. And we're going to check the thing that we always check, and that is, did we get a skirmish? Because if we got a skirmish, then, you know, we're doing a skirmish. Probably next time. But if we didn't get a skirmish, which we didn't get, then that is going to be the end of the episode. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Rise from 1,000 years ago.